Hi, my beautiful friends. I'm Shana Merrill, and I'm helping people to end food addiction and rewire their brain to manifest radiant health. So we have been talking about how to reclaim our power, and we have been talking about the cell memory from the past that frequently can block a person from shifting and being able to access the power in the moment that somehow feels inaccessible. So there are a number of different techniques that we can use to literally release the cell memory in our cells that has cut us off from our power. However, before we get there, there is a step that is crucial that we need to master before we can really begin to truly reprogram our cells, release the cell memory, and reprogram the cell to something new. And so what I'm suggesting is that something new, first of all, is anything that you choose for it to be. So the question is, what do you choose for your life? What reality do you choose for your life? And that is what you can reprogram your cells to hold for your consciousness. And there's very clear-cut ways to do this. So first we have to know how to release what patterns, what memories we hold in our body, in our cells. And then, as we talked about in the last video, that then we might be living right now, not even thinking about the past, anything that happened in the past, not necessarily major traumas. We talked about this all, but like, it may really have just been different ideas that we were exposed to, messages that we received that programmed ourselves in a certain way, programmed us to feel as if we're not good enough, we're not, let's say, worthy for greatness. So the key to move forward here now is one has to learn to connect, to access the wisdom that is in their true self. And no matter how much somebody has been cut off from that, that wisdom is always accessible to a person in any moment. So I want you to all know this and meditate on this, because if we can just step back from our life and get some perspective, if we can give some space for our mind to slow down, for the thoughts to slow down that are covering our essence, our inner wisdom, we can really begin to tap into the inner wisdom that knows our greatness, that knows who it is that we are meant to grow into. And also, it's very important as we're in this process to realize that all of our struggles are actually part of this process of connecting with this inner wisdom so that we can move into our greatness. If there's any doubt in your mind about this, you can just look at our world around us and you can see that there is a process of evolution that is always going on. Animals evolve physically, people have evolved physically, and everything that happens on one level happens on all levels. So just like there has been this process of evolution physically, there is this process of evolution spiritually, or evolution of consciousness, you could call it. And so what that means is that there is really only one way that we could all go. And that way is forward. That way is using what is in our life that feels difficult to move forward into our greatness, to ask ourselves, why, what is it in this struggle that I'm meant to learn? And to really trust that those struggles that may be generated from that cell memory that we hold, okay? So basically, those experiences from our past, those messages that we got, that let's say we weren't good enough, that we weren't worthy, or whatever it was, that life wasn't a place where good things happen. Any of those messages get stored in the cells, and then we're going to literally attract that reality into our life in order that we can break through to the truth. So we have to look at everything that's happening in our life as what we've attracted in order to give us the opportunity to break through. And we're going to keep attracting it until we break through. Yes, there are people who get pulled down and who don't make it in this evolution. Literally, I mean, we're having hard, challenging times right now. And so even the more reason that we have to open our eyes and look at what's happening in our life and know that our nature, our true nature, is about expansion. Our true nature is about going beyond this moment, going beyond who we are right now in this moment, and evolving into something greater, evolving into the fullest expression of this inner essence of who we are that's underneath what got covered over. So once a person deeply knows this, realizes it, and they shift their view of what's happening in their life, they're going to start to train themselves to tap into this inner wisdom that is guiding them through all these hard situations and helping them to choose the road that is going to lead them to expansion. And so you all know, I'm sure, that when you're in situations that are hard, we can be reactive, or we have those wins where we don't react in our habitual ways, in our egoic ways, and instead we breathe, we open ourselves, and we can sense in the moment what that higher choice is. And when we connect with that higher choice, what we feel is a feeling of expansion, versus when we connect with that habitual egoic way, we feel contraction. And yes, there's that addictive energy that pulls us in, no matter how unhappy we are. But the more we can cultivate this habit of connecting to what feels expansive in the moment, to what will lead us to more expansion, the more we will continue to move forward and clear the cell memory and reprogram to that inner wisdom that we're connecting to. So it's really the antidote. The inner wisdom, that knowledge of who we really are, why we're here, what this is all about, and then the connection with our greatness. Each and every one of us is here to bring light into the world, to bring specific specific gifts that are unique to us. So the more we can connect to that as well, the more we're going to fuel this process, bring energy to this process. And it's that energy, that light from the inner self that is going to dispel, as some say, that's going to dispel the darkness, that's going to release the cell memory. Love heals. Love heals fear. So there are specific techniques to do this, but it is so important in order for these techniques to work that a person just gets on board with this consciousness, with this paradigm that I'm talking about right now. And then when they are open to let these ideas in, when they're open to sit and connect to their inner self, their inner wisdom, the more a person just wants that connection with their inner wisdom, they sit and they make space for it, it's going to come in because it's always been there. It's a natural flow that comes to us when we make space for it and when we allow it. And so then we receive the truth about those past times where something untrue got programmed into us. And that truth itself is what releases, literally, it releases that pattern. When we know it deep down in the deepest place inside of us, when we know that truth, we can very quickly release any lies, any fears, any beliefs that are untrue that got blocked into our cells. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I will go more into this. If you have any comments and ideas or questions or places you want to go with this, just put it in the comments below. I'm also here to speak to any of you if you want some feedback and you're ready to move forward to end your food addiction, to end those negative habits, if you're ready to radically shift your health as well, I'm here and you can sign up for a free call and I can help you to see what's blocking you and how you can move forward. So I'm going to put that link below. I hope this was helpful. I really hope you can take some time to sit and reflect on what I've been talking about and tap into all of these things and have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.